Hey everybody, John with Owl. If you've seen any of my videos, you know I'm a pretty excitable guy, but I love van stuff, bear with me. Behind me, we are actually, let me tell you where we are first. We are at the Adventure Van Expo in Big Bear. This was big for our team because we are debuting our brand new Ultimate build. If you've seen our videos, the van back behind me was our original Ultimate build. It was an Ultimate Revel build. You've probably seen that video. The thing's got, over 1 million views on YouTube. It was at the time kind of a revolutionary build, and we said, how can we do that again? Almost 2 years later, with better parts, with more options, and I'm gonna take you now on a journey through this van. This is our brand new Ultimate Storyteller, Ultimate Beast. So if you've heard of Storyteller, they make fantastic vans, and what we wanna do is take their top of the line vehicle, their beast mode, and we said, what if it the analogy I use is like Ninja Turtles ate the radioactive slime, and then regular turtles ate the radioactive slime and became Ninja Turtles. Well, this beast ate some radioactive slime, and we just went nuts with this build. Bear with me, I'm gonna go through this stuff. There's a lot on this van, but if you want to figure out what to put on your van, what works, what we stand behind, what we choose not to do, stick with us. In this video, we're going to go through the exterior. If you want to know more about the interior of the van, this is a Storyteller. So we have other videos on our website or on our YouTube that go through the interior of the van. It's a very nice building on the inside, but we're going to stay on the outside of the vehicle for this video. If you've seen Storytellers out there, you're familiar with their stripes. They've got kind of a retro, almost Toyota sunrise, sunset stripes. So what we wanted to do, Owl colors are blue. So with the wrap on this van, we went with a very kind of geometric, kind of turtle shell or reptilian look. I think it's bold, but it's subtle enough that when you park it in the woods, it doesn't look bad. These are the Storyteller Overland stripes. I think they look killer in owl blue. You've got the name there. This is actually a wrap. This Storyteller van started out as, I think it was white or beige or something. What do they call it? Pebble gray, which annoys me, Mercedes. That's not gray, it's tan. This is tan. But we want to do something really bold with the outside. These wraps they protect your paint a little bit, but it's also expensive. And we kind of did this for a show van. You probably aren't gonna want to wrap your van unless you want to do like one of our Expel wraps like we have on our Ultimate Revel. That actually protects the paint, it's not vinyl. But when you go off-roading and you get the tree stripes down the side of your van, or you want to lean skis or mountain bikes, that's always a good product. This has just a vinyl wrap on it. So let's move around to the front. I want to start at the very nose of the van. I just love this bumper. Now with this van, this is probably the only thing that's a holdover from the Ultimate Revel, but I couldn't find another bumper that I liked more than this. This is CA Tune's Hammerhead. It still just complements the front of the vehicle so nicely. It's a steel bumper. It comes with a plate to put in a 12,000 pound winch. This is a Warren Xenon 12S, or Xeon, excuse me. We got an Ultra hook from Factor 55. These are pretty cool. This is synthetic rope. Winches, for people that aren't super familiar with winches, there are steel lines and synthetic lines. The nice thing about a synthetic line on a winch is that if it ever snaps, it's made to drop. It doesn't hold kinetic energy. Whereas a steel line, when you stretch it, it turns out steel is like a rubber band. And so that line snaps and it can actually really injure you. So that's why these synthetic ropes have become so popular. So that's a Hammerhead bumper. On it, these are our go-to lights. Baja Designs, these are LP9s, love Baja, they make a killer light. It's probably, in my opinion, the best looking light on the market. We've got a bunch more LP9s on top. Right there on a roof rack, which we'll talk more about, we've got some Squadron Ambers. Ambers allow you to see better in different conditions than the clear lenses. So this is probably the smallest of our new products. This is a Shackle recovery point. So on this bumper, you add some really nice recovery points. Most people have steel shackles. I just love machined aluminum. I think it's gorgeous. We didn't even powder coat this because I think they're so beautiful. The thing I really like about having an aluminum shackle is it doesn't rust. So what happens if you actually use your shackles as recovery points, they're normally powder coated steel. Well, that powder coat wears off and then you have rusty shackles. And nobody wants rusty shackles on a nice van. This is one of the coolest things on this new van. I've had this roof rack in my head for a while and I knew it was gonna take a lot of work for it to come to fruition. We wanted to make a roof rack that didn't look like anything else on the market, and we also wanted to solve some problems. At Owl, we don't just bring out a roof rack because we don't have a roof rack. We think, how can we create a roof rack that adds a bunch of functionality that doesn't exist in the space right now? So this is called our Ridgeline roof rack. It's a full platform roof rack with our own custom cut honeycomb deck. It's modular. So depending on where your fan placement is, you can put different flooring options in, which is awesome because most roof rack companies are going to force you to get on top of your roof with a tape measure. And if you get your measurement wrong, your roof rack shows up and you've got a 4,000 or 5,000 pound paperweight. So we allow modular flooring so you can put in the flooring that fits your van. But anyone that sees this roof rack is instantly going to see that it looks different because of these A-pillar tubes. We wanted to bring this all the way down because it serves a really critical purpose. Not only can you add handles which allow you, wash your windshield, which on a Sprinter is hard to do. It allows you to mount lights, but the most critical thing is it allows you to run wiring from your van up the tube to your roof. What does that mean? It means you're not drilling holes in your roof. Waterproofing, glands. If you have an interior in your van and you get a leak and the water starts going through that leak, you're not gonna know it until your interior is totally rotten and moldy, etc. So this allows you, whether it's a builder or someone at home, to put on a roof rack, run your wiring up, add lights, add solar, and you don't have to drill through the roof. I think it's killer. And these side steps have been the major hit of the show thus far. I'm biased, but I thought they were beautiful when we created them. It definitely incorporates all of Owl's design language as well as some really cool features. You'll see a repeat of the honeycomb that I really like. I think it looks really clean. And then back here is kind of a repeat of our Sherpa design language, which I like to kind of incorporate functionality, the ability to mount things into all of our products, because I never even know how customers are going to use our gear. There's still that kind of DIY soul in vans, and we want to create platforms that folks can add things to. And this is a literal platform for getting in and out of the van, but we wanted to make some major design improvements over what's out there. So the first thing we did is get it up higher. So it's going to give you better ground clearance, but still give you a step out of the van. And then we got it tight to the van so no animals' paws or anything can slip through there while they're getting in the van, make it safer. The other thing about the side steps that I want to mention is that they're mountable to just about any van. So anyone can get side steps to mount to a Sprinter. But if you purchase a Storyteller such as this or a Revel, these are direct bolt on. So you don't have to remove the factory brackets that mount to your van. You can take those ugly OEM steps, chuck them in the garbage, and bolt these right up in literal minutes. And so we wanted to make sure it was really easy for customers to swap these out without going under and drilling a bunch of stuff inside the van. We don't want to make a one-trick pony. We want to make sure that if you buy a product, you're going to be able to use it for multiple things. It's not as important on this side because you have the door that opens, but on the other side, you can mount products to it. We can mount Rotopacks, we can mount Max Tracks on the other side where it's otherwise completely wasted space on the van. I would call this kind of our classic back end, or our most popular back end. It incorporates a few of our most popular products. This is an Owl B2, which we came out probably about a year and a half ago and has quickly become one of our top selling racks. It is incredibly strong. I always joke around and people ask how stable it's gonna be. You can shake the whole van. It's absolutely rock solid. This is our Expedition box. It looks fantastic. It's one of the nicest constructed boxes on the market. It's got all robotic welds on it. It's got a built-in shelf halfway through the box so you can store all your gear. Really killer box, mounting plate that you can mount Rotopacks, shovels, all kinds of things to it. I don't know, is this one unlocked? It is. Okay, cool. So Show van has no cool gear in it right now, but we have bags you can put in here and organize all your recovery gear. These rear boxes are really good. People are always like, oh, it's a van, there's tons of room in it. Why would I need extra storage? Well, use a van and you'll quickly run out of storage, especially storage for stuff like, zip ties, tools, recovery gear, muddy hiking boots. Really good to put them all in here so they don't get inside the van because it does get dirty and cluttered really, really quickly. The shelf in this box is adjustable so you can move it up and down depending on what you have, or if you have some taller items, you can pull it right out. So that's our Expedition box. Up here, we've got dual one-up trays. I know it looks hard to mount bikes on here. I've done it many times. Check out our other YouTube videos because it's a lot easier than you think. A lot of people actually keep tiny little step stools that fold out. It's good to have a step stool around your van anyway. You can fold it out, get up there. It's actually a lot easier than you think. But one-up makes by far the best bike racks in the world. These things are all extruded aluminum. They're super high quality. Because they're aluminum, they don't rust. It's really fast to load your bike, and most importantly, with off-road vehicles, it holds your bike super secure. So it's not bouncing around, it's not rattling around. You're not staring in your rear view mirror, making sure your bike's not falling off when you're driving around. Classic owl right here. This has kind of become what's kind of near and dear to my heart, almost a classic on nicely built vans. Almost every nicely built van has an owl ladder tire on it. It's just a really good use of space because you can mount your spare on here. You've got easy access to it. You spin this handle right off. You can lock the tire on, but you can also access your roof without having, you know, a really bulky additional ladder and tire carrier. So it's a nice kind of two-in-one product. It's by far our most popular product there is.
That's fine.
We've got a set of stairs here because, you know, it shows we can't have people climbing ladders for liability reasons, but I'll move this out of the way and show you this ladder. Sorry folks, I'm gonna move this out of the way real quick. Well, whoever washed the van is gonna get a talking to. We got some water spots on there, but this is cool. This is our new side ladder. I'm not the hugest proponent of side ladders. It's something that I've kind of hesitated doing until there was the ability to spend the time to make it the way I wanted to make it. And that is overcoming some of the problems that I have with side ladders. So first and foremost, the side ladder had to be so tight to the van that it didn't add much width. My big problem with side ladders is you get these side ladders that come out like giant hoops. You can almost fit yourself between the ladder and the van. Well, if you're on a tight trail with trees, branches, stumps, that's just a no-go. I've seen so many vans with torn up rockers because that ladder that's sticking halfway out here into Timbuktu gets hooked on a tree and it just destroys stuff. So first and foremost with this ladder, is it had to be tight to the van. It's inside of the side view mirrors of the van. So when you fold the side view mirrors in, you're not creating additional width for the van. It's tight down here, and then you see that the actual tread plate steps look very different from anything that's on any other ladder. And that's because, again, going back to that design language and that modularity, we're allowing you to mount different products to your side ladder, whether it's Rotopacks or Max Tracks or choose your own adventure. I'm blown away by the stuff that our customers create. I mean, give it a month and someone will have one of those like smokers mounted off the side of this thing and they'll be grilling on the side of their ladder. I mean, people have the coolest stuff. But this ties right into the side steps that we talked about a little bit earlier, but this side, you see you can mount things to the side steps on this side because you don't have a sliding door. So here we've got Rotopacks. We're gonna have other mounts where you can mount Max Tracks. Really nice place for Max Tracks. It's tight up along the side of the van. It allows you to access them really easily if you're off-road and stuff them under your tires. So really convenient place to mount products where on most vans it's totally dead space. And then again, you see how all of our products tie in that same look, so it all looks really, really cohesive and it all works really nicely together. I said I wasn't going to show you much on the interior, but I do want to show you this because this is an accessory. It's not factory Storyteller. We're really good friends with the folks over at Canyon Adventure Vans. They're great folks. They make killer stuff. This is pretty cool back here. I'm probably going to get something wrong, so Jason at Canyon, I'm sorry, brother. I love your stuff, but I don't know all your words. This is a GSS, which is the garage storage system. Is that enough S's? This is a CSS. I don't know why it's a CSS. Anyway, names aside, these things are awesome. So you get a ton of storage with this. So you've got kind of unutilized garage space. All this stuff allows storage. You're gonna need to store a lot of stuff when you're in these vans. This is pretty cool. On the bottom rung, you've got this pull-out storage. You lift these tabs. And the reason this pull-out storage is great is when you get stuff for your journey, whether it's mountain bikes or just random gear and you got all stuffed in here, inevitably, like anything, you get all packed in and you go, oh, I need that widget that's down there. I need to get that out to fill the water tank. And it's down there and you got to unload all your stuff. Well, with the slider tray here, you can access it from the back. It slides out. You can get to all your, you know, whether it's hose fills, electrical cables for hooking up to power, etc. It all slides right out. That's super nice. Locks in place. This is pretty cool. I'm going to step up here. So if you have a Storyteller, you know, but this is the bed platform. This actually unvelcros from here and it velcros onto here, and that's half your bed. This also flips up. But the cool thing is when this flips down and then this flips up, you've got a little workstation. So the cool thing is in your van, you're sitting here, you can put your laptop, you're backed up over the Grand Canyon, you're shooting off emails, people are asking, you know, how it is working from home, and you're like, oh, it's a little tough. I have a multi-million-dollar view of the Grand Canyon. Pretty cool office. I almost forgot one of my favorite products. It's small but mighty. It's our rear hitch step. We machine these out of aluminum, so this is not laser cut, it's machined, and you can see up front, you know, it's just a little subtleties with our gear that I care about. You know, we could make this cheaper if we laser cut it, but it wouldn't have that nice finish. It wouldn't be kind of as appealing and as nice to touch, which is a weird thing, but it's got a great feel. These are tread plates, which really give you a lot of grip. These are laser cut because laser cut stuff has a sharper edge to it, and so we want this to have nice grip. And it also allows us an opportunity. These are gunmetal. You can get these in black, you can get these in other colors, you can custom color it yourself. It kind of allows you a little bit of chance to add some flair, if you will. These bolt to the factory trailer hitch. It allows you to have a really nice step getting in and out of the vehicle, but not some big monstrous thing that takes up the whole back. Bolts into your factory mounting holes, takes maybe 5 minutes to mount. We also bolt in the very back so you don't get a rattle. A lot of aftermarket hitch steps get a rattle. No rattle here. It's really annoying if you're driving and you hear that rattle. So as I said, it's tiny but mighty. That's our rear hitch step. Well, you can't say I'm not sacrificing to give you all of the footage of our new products because I am now lying in the dirt under the van. But there's some really cool stuff under here. This is our stainless steel exhaust. Certainly if you have a Revel, this is a must because it relocates the exhaust that is right in front of the tire where you're supposed to put your tire for obstacles, and your exhaust gets destroyed. So this takes away the rusty steel exhaust, puts a nice stainless exhaust with a nice stainless tip on it. Really nice product, super clean install. That's our exhaust. This is probably what you're staring at. What is this? That's an airline. Why do we have an airline running to this? Because we have an Owl air locker. I'm so excited about this. I could do a whole video, and I will do a whole video about a locker and why it's important and why you want it on your van. But the simplistic short version is it allows you to lock the rear differential so that you get 50% of your power to each wheel. So no longer are you going up a hill in dirt or snow or whatever, and you have one wheel spinning and the other one standing still. They will both spin. It gives you traction. Every good off-road four-wheel drive vehicle in the world, Jeep, Land Cruiser, Land Rover, all of these have lockers. Now a Sprinter has a locker thanks to Owl. Our rear locker has been over a year in development and manufacturing. We had to do everything ourselves. We're well into the 7 figures on the development of this product because we had to do ring and pinion and locker. I just told you what the locker does. What does a ring and pinion do? Ring and pinion are the gears. Most people, you've never been able to re-gear a Sprinter. It hasn't been available. Why? Well, Mercedes welds the ring gear in, so you can't change it. Well, the only way to change it is for us to manufacture our own gears from scratch, which we've done. And because we're manufacturing our own gears from scratch and we're not Amazon delivery vans, we put the right gears in here for off-roading. We've gone from a 390 that is factory to 435s, and to do that we've had to completely redo the ECU and make sure it doesn't throw air codes. We've done that with the help of some of our partners in the industry. So not only does this van have a locker, it has completely new gears, which means it's going to accelerate properly. You're going to get better fuel mileage. You're going to be able to turn bigger tires. These are 35s, and we can jump out from under the van as well and look at them. You can't put 35s on a Sprinter. Everybody says you can't put 35s on a Sprinter. I got 35s on a Sprinter. How did we do it? Well, again, we had to do a lot of trimming, and then we were able to remap and change some coding in the ECU that allows the van to be really happy with 35s on it. And what does that mean? It means your van is going to go over a lot more obstacles. It's going to do better off-road. You're going to have more sidewalks. You can get bigger tires on there, and it's going to look badass. I mean, these things, the stance on this vehicle is fantastic. It's second to none. These products are going to be available soon, depending on when this video comes out. They may be available now. This is a factory diff cover. It doesn't look good. It's cheap, and it actually hangs down below the diff and gets caught. When you buy the locker, it comes with an all-new machined aluminum diff cover with an airline plumbed into it, added capacity to keep the differential fluid cooler, cooling fins to keep the differential fluid cooler, and we make it slightly undersized because this diff cover actually hangs below the diff, which means if you don't have a skid plate on your diff and you go over a rock, the rock will actually peel this back like a potato chip and you'll spit out all your diff fluid and you're totally stranded. So that's why I crawled under the van, because probably the coolest thing on this entire build is this locker. This is the first locker that isn't adapted from like some crappy backyard redneck Jeep like locker that someone stuffed in there and booger welded. This is a highly engineered machine locker. The first time in history it's been available in the US, and we built it. We're out from under the van. I'm a little happy to be out from under the van, but I wanted to show you the 35s I talked about. Again, no one's been able to do 35s on these vans. It throws codes for adaptive cruise, adaptive brake assist. All that stuff becomes non-functional. Not a problem anymore for us. These also sit on these Vision wheels. So these are the new factory wheels for Storyteller on the Beast. I think Storyteller's doing them in black. We took this set, we custom painted them. This is an Audi Nardo gray. So if you're an Audi fan, this is one of their hottest colors. I love the color. I thought it went perfect with the wrap. So we custom painted these. There's our little bird, our little owl sticking through. That's our aluminum spacer plate that allows you to get these big meaty tires on there. It sticks through and I think it looks really good. So 35s. I've been wanting 35s on my van. See, the problem is I built this van, but it's not my van, it's our van. And our van's not as cool as my van, which is now on smaller wheels and tires, doesn't have a locking diff, and so I'm gonna have to upgrade. So I figured it was fitting to end this video. Maybe it was too much detail for you, maybe it wasn't enough. I try to kind of walk it in the middle. Up here on the roof deck, because I'm a sucker for a good roof deck. It doesn't make rational sense, but there is something that is so rad about sitting on top of your van and watching a sunset, having a drink, talking to a friend. It's no different from being on the ground, except it's entirely different from being on the ground. It's just cool. So this is our roof rack. I love it. I'm biased, but I love it. And I hope you liked our video on the Ultimate Beast. All of this gear and the partners we work with, thank you. It's available on our website. If you have any questions, reach out to our customer service down. So all of your questions, whether it's about owl gear or something else, give us a ring. And thanks for supporting the channel. You can like and subscribe if you like these videos, and you'll get more stuff from us almost on a weekly basis.